Hello again, welcome to today's attempt at the Numble puzzle. Today, the target is 923, and as soon as I click start, we'll be given 6 smaller numbers, and we have to combine those using plus, minus, times, and divide to hit that target. If you want to play along, just pause the video after I click start. Just remember, you can only use numbers more than once if they appear more than once. So this could be quite tricky because it's quite a high target, but we're going to find out. I'm going to start now. Right, we've got a bunch of even digits, so maybe we want to try and find 1,000 and then take away 75 and 75 and 2, sorry. Do we want to do that? That's the question. 2 times 6 times 75 gets us pretty close, but I need the 2 to take away later if we can get to 925. What is another possibility? 75 plus 50 times 6 doesn't quite get us high enough, does it? Interesting. 75 plus 50 times 6, that would be 300, that would be 750. We can add on 4 25s, but that's just not going to work. So we're going to have to think of something else. I can add these two together, of course, and multiply them by 75. That's not going to help. We can do 4 6s, that's 24. Do we want to multiply 24 by something? I'm not sure we do. Oh, tricky one today. We can get to 925 very easily, like I said. 12 lots of 75 plus the 25. But to get to the 12, we need 2 6s. And I need the 2 to take away at the end. Tricky. What is a sensible way to try and think about this? 6 times 4 times 25 is just nowhere near big enough. Interesting. How many 50s do we need? We need 18 and a half lots of 50 really to get to 925. That's not particularly going to work either, is it? Because we can do 75 over 25 is 3 times 6 to get the 18 to multiply by 50. But as I said, that only gets us to 900, not to 925. This is the most difficult one of these I've seen for a while. Admittedly, I've only done a relatively small number of these, but they are based on a TV show, so I've had lots of practice. But you wouldn't think it from this attempt today, would you? 150 times 6 does get us close. I mean, we could just do 75 plus 50 plus 25 plus 4. That's 154 times 6. That gets us 924. But it might not have escaped your notice. 924 is not the same as 925. Interesting. I don't know what to do. 675s are 450. What do we want to do after that? I'm just trying to think if there's something else we can do. Because 450 is pretty close to being half of the answer. I don't know. I do not know. 6 4s. "19 lots of 50 is interesting. 25 minus 6 is 19, times the 50 gets us to 950. That's 27 away. Just don't think we can make 27 from these three numbers. We can make 77, but I can't see a way to get 50 higher. Because if we were 50 higher, then the 77 would be useful. I need to get 1,000 from 4, 6, 25 and 50. Tricky. Very tricky. The trouble is everything is just too odd or too even. The numbers I need to be odd or even, and when I need an odd number I've got an even number, and when I need an even number I've got an odd number. If you know what I mean. I can make 1,000 very easily, but I need to use the 75 to do so. Or I can make 925 very easily, but I need to use the 2. How many 25s would it be to get to 925? Then it would be 37. How am I going to make 37 out of these four numbers? Not sure that's going to work either. 37. It's roughly 3/4 of 50, but that doesn't help. You also can't make fractions at any point, so I can't do 50 divided by 4, even if it would help me to have a 12.5 lying around somewhere. Which, to be fair, it almost would, because 12.5 75s is... I mean, it's 12.5 75s. That's 937.5. That's only 12.5 too big. So actually that means that this is 12.5 74s. Is that what I've just discovered? I don't think we can make 74 though, that's the problem. We can do... I'm sure that there are tricks about this. You can do 25 times 75. Because that gets you to almost double this. I want to get to 1846. So I'm 29 too high at the moment. But I don't think I can get 29 and leave the 2 left over because I need to divide by 2. It's very close. Maybe. If I'm... So 1846, if I'm 29 too high, I've got the 4. I just don't think this is going to work. In fact, it's definitely not going to work, because I can't divide this by 2 at any point, because everything I can do with these numbers is just going to give me an even number. So I'm still going to have an even number. When I divide it by 2, it's not going to work. Okay, so let's reset. That felt possibly close, but yeah, not convinced. What's the other option? We can do 50 times 75, because then at least we'll have the 25 to divide by later, if we needed it. 4 lots of this. So we had 1846, that would have been 3692. So that means we need to take 58 away from this. If we take 58 away from it, then we can divide by 4. Oh, we can't quite take 58 away from it. Interesting. I might need to bust out a pencil and paper to solve this. This is going to take a long time. This is a super difficult one. I don't want to click give up. If I divide this by 4, what happens? It's not divisible by 4, that's the problem. Let's add 6 to it. And then divide it by 4. 16 away. That's actually very close. Let's reset a little bit here. Let's do that. Now let's take 6 away, because I added 6 a minute ago. So this will be closer, but still not quite close enough. Now I'm 13 away. I can make 23, but I can't make 13. If only it was a 26, I could divide it by the 2. Super close, but still super wrong. Oh, I accidentally clicked give up instead of reset. That's very annoying. 79 times 12. Oh, I really should have got that. I'm annoyed with myself on 2 counts because I was going off on a complete tangent. I said 12 75s, and then we need to add 23. I really should have got that. I'm annoyed with myself for not getting it. I'm annoyed with myself for clicking give up. That is frustrating. Oh, that's annoying. Let me know if you managed to solve that though, because that's a very tricky one. That is an unsuccessful Numble for the first time. Thank you for watching if you got this far though, and bye for now.